applause for Sammy.
I went to school with Dean Martin, and you didn't need a fortune teller to predict that he'd grow up to do much better. He had the brains and the personality, whereas I was mastering the art of non-conformity. However, we did have one thing in common: we were both as hopeless with girls. Dean told him jokes, I focused on vice curls. Some say it was our differences that made us close. The bond we had was our family we chose. Me, Dean, and the rest of the boys, sitting at the back of the class, making all the noise. Our days were filled with laughter and countless adventures. This was going to be our lives till we all had dentures. But like with all great tales, the story soon came to an end. As much as I like to avoid it, I can no longer pretend. We both went our separate ways. Me north, Dean south. I only heard of him through word of mouth. The phone calls stopped, the emails too. Nothing was said, it just ended out of the blue. This was never in the script for the dynamic duo. The trusted sidekick had lost his hero. Time, distance, and fate had the part to play in the issue. Despite it all, my friend, I wrote this to let you know that I still miss you. That was a poem, by the way. Very bad. And I wrote that poem a few years ago after I was strolling through Facebook, and a photo came up. Now, this photo was of a friend, the friend that I just wrote the poem about. And as you could tell, me and him were quite close friends. I might have rushed the poem a little bit, but me and this individual were really good friends, one of my best friends growing up. Yet here I was looking at this photo, and it was a photo of his wedding day. So it was him and his wife on his wedding day. I wasn't invited to the wedding, not even the evening bit. I didn't actually know he was getting married, and I'd never met his wife. I might as well have been looking at a picture of strangers. The thing is, we'd grown apart. We were best mates throughout secondary school, but then we went to different colleges, still in London, but when we went to university, we went to 2 different cities. And that was basically the nail in the coffin of our friendship. But I always assumed we had one of these friendships where no matter how long we spent apart, when we go back together, we could just pick up where we started from. But obviously I was wrong. And I know it's not really the thing to admit, being a man, we don't really admit these things, but I was actually hurt. When I saw this picture, I was like, dang, that's one of my best friends ever, and I'm not at his wedding. It hurt me a little bit. And I wasn't going to talk to him about it, and I wasn't going to talk to anyone else about it, because, I'm a man, we don't do that. But luckily for me, I did have a tool to cope with my emotions and feelings at the time, and this was writing. I found writing very useful in dealing with all sorts of situations that I was going through at the time. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that does mean there are plenty more poems like the one at the beginning. If you want to hear some more, let me know. And they deal with all issues from struggling with my faith to new admiration for my mum's very unique approach to parenting. And it literally, writing has helped me get through a lot of things and helped me, be the person I am today. And I would recommend it to anyone. And I wouldn't just tell you to take my word for it. You should go out there and do the research. Have a look on the internet. There's just so much research that says writing is a powerful tool for coping with all types of issues and stress that you're going through. They have left no stone unturned with this research. One piece of research shows that it's actually even effective when dealing with serious traumas, car crashes, losing limbs, that sort of thing. But with traumas, they do say you don't write straight away, because the incident is so vivid in your mind that it actually has a bad effect on you going through that straight away. So wait about 2 months before you write, or write abstractly so you don't have to relive the situation, but it definitely helps with trauma. Another piece of research found that it's actually less effective for women. This is still a positive though. The reason being that women are actually quite good at expressing themselves with words, so that's why it's more effective for men, because we're men, we don't do that. And so it's not to say that women don't benefit from it, but men benefit more. And another positive with that is that writing down your thoughts and feelings as a man actually makes it more likely that you will actually speak to someone, which helps you further. Another positive thing about writing is that it doesn't have to be good. As the poem showed you earlier on, you don't have to be any good at it, you can just get on with it. And also, it doesn't even have to be a poem, it can be journaling. And you certainly don't have to share what you've written like I'm doing today. You can just write it, you can write whatever you want and dispose of it. A couple of other positive things about writing is that even with physical ailments. So what I'm describing before might be like mental issues, but even with physical issues, writing helps as well. What that does is it helps you take power back, makes you feel more powerful over the situation you're going through. And also, I mean, we've all been to the doctors when they go, oh, how does the pain feel? And you don't really know what to say. They go, is there a sharp pain? What the hell is a sharp pain? It hurts. But when you write things down and then the doctor tells you, you're like, well, I know exactly how it feels because I've written it down. And one other aspect of writing that's marvelous in terms of a coping mechanism and a therapy is that it's completely free of charge. I mean, there's a small cost involved. All you got to do is buy a notepad and pen. And as a favour to people here, if you are really interested in writing your list and you think you like it, I have got some free pads and pens that you can have off me if you see me at the end. you got to bottle up the audience in it. So that's my speech today. It's just about telling you about a way to cope. And it's just like so many things in life. It's completely free. A bit like running or taking a walk, drinking more water. It's not going to cost you much, but we tend not to do these things. So I would urge you to do the writing. It's a really powerful thing to do. And maybe just a couple of things I'm going to clear up that you might be wondering what the hell was about. Dean Martin in the poem, obviously I didn't go to school with Dean Martin, but me and all the boys that made all the noise at the back of the class, we were a bit like the Rat Pack, and because I'm Sammy, I'm like Sammy Davis Jr., so it just made sense that he was Dean Martin. And lastly, you didn't get the title of my speech, but I called it Writing to Forget. Obviously when you write something down, you don't necessarily forget it. But for me personally, what it does is, it removes all the thoughts I'm having at the current time. It puts it onto paper and clears up my mind, so I can think about other things and even maybe a solution to the issues I'm going for. So it's just as good as forgetting. So trust me, if you've got any issues on your mind and you want to forget it, write it down. Thank you.